Tim.
I'm Anna.
This is Geekedupgaming Review Group, and we're going to bring you guys a review of...
Why don't you say it?
Operation F.A.U.S.T. And that's F.A.U.S.T. if you want to know how to spell Faust.
Robert Burke game?
Yes, by Robert Burke Games. And basically it is sort of a...
It's a limited multiple social deduction game?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. You've got multiple cards.
You get 2 roll cards, you can play them truthfully or you can lie about them. And there's, what, 6 rolls total? Anyways, let's go ahead and show you guys the components and how the game plays, and you'll know what we're talking about. Alright guys, we're going to show you guys the box and the components of Operation F.A.U.S.T. F.A.U.S.T. It's depicted in World War II. So everything that you're going to see in here is actually real people on the cards and everything. So on this character sheet here, it shows you all your abilities you're going to be able to do. The numbers on the cards here are how many of each card are in the deck. And then I was actually talking to Robert about some of the cards. This lady here is actually a real spy. And I thought it was kind of cool that there's actually a story behind each of the people, each of the characters that are in the cards. And then the rule book is pretty simple to go through and read. And when I found out that you have 2 cards in your hand and you're playing as either of those 2 cards, you can be honest or you can lie about it, I got really excited because we've been playing a lot of games that are like that. This is basically, these are currency is what they're going to play in the game. So there's quite a few of these. There's tokens that show 5, 3, and 1. And you would think that maybe somewhere mechanically it would mess something up, but it hasn't had any issues with 3, 5, and 1. And then we have the art deck and the forged document cards, which I'll show you here in a second. So you have the Degenerate piece of artwork. There's also real artwork. And then we have forgery artwork. Now the forgeries are only going to count if you have a legal document that says it's not forged. And we'll show you how to set it all up and how all these cards work in the game. So you have your reference sheet, you have your art deck, and then you have your forged documents deck, and then I forget the term of the deck, but that's your characters that you're going to have in the abilities you're going to be able to use. So let's go ahead and show you guys how to set the game up and a little bit of how to play. Alright, so this is how it's going to look when you have it all set up. You're going to have your intel pool, so basically the bank for all the currency. You're going to have forged documents, which you're only going to play 1 per player. And then we have our plot deck, and then we have our art pile and our art cache. And we both start out with 5. We both have a reference sheet. We both get 2 plot cards. And so I have 2 French resistance. So that's going to give me the ability to take 2 intel from the pool for every French resistance member you hold. I hold 2, so I can actually take 4. And I'm only telling you this because I'm trying to teach you the game. Or am I lying? Okay, so there's also the other abilities. There's the arrow that's pointing down and has a line underneath it. That's when you table a card, so you can table a card like this and then do its action. And while you're doing these actions, your opponent can actually call you out and say if you've got it or if you don't have it. And then the number right here shows you how many cards are in the deck. So there are a lot of French resistant. And then you've also got your reference card over here as you play. Now this is a game that's recommended to play 3 to 8 players. We did play it with 2 players and we were very happy of how it played with even 2, which is wrong. but I think it played out very well with two players, but it is recommended with 3 to 8 players. I will let Anna go first to simulate the first turn.
I actually have 2 French resistance, so I'm going to draw 4 intel.
Well, I will table a French resistance. That lets me draw 2 plot cards.
It doesn't. You don't table it.
Yes,
You draw 2 new plot cards, then discard any 1 plot card from your hand.
Yeah, but I have to table this because it's the action.
Oh, okay.
So table it, and then draw 2,
Okay. Never mind.
and then discard 1 from my hand. And your discard will actually be face down as well. So make sure you have face card, discard. Make sure that your discard is a different direction than your draw deck.
And I'm going to pay 3 to purchase a forged document card.
Okay,
And what these things do is, I'll read this off here. It says, if you lose a challenge, you may hand over this card to the winner instead of your intel. Also, you may pass off 1 piece of forged. Also, you may pass off 1 piece of forged art as authentic for each forged document you hold. Also, it's kind of an or thing because you hand over this card to the winner instead of your intel.
So I will go ahead and play the double agent, and I can steal 3 intel from any player. Anna is the only other player, so I will steal 3 from her, unless she says otherwise. Do you say otherwise?
No.
So you're going to get 2 back, and I'm going to take 3.
Okay, I'm going to pay 3 to purchase this other forged document.
Okay, I will take 2 intel for true resistance that I hold in my hand.
How many did you just take? 4?
No, I took 2. I'm only holding 1 in my hand.
Okay.
I'm going to trade that in for a 5 piece though.
And I'm going to take 4 for each French resistance I have in my hand.
Okay. I will secretly look at any 2 cards in the cache for a spy card. That's the spy ability. Remember what happened last time we played and I called a bunch of spy cards?
Yeah, but I'm going to call you on this one.
Okay,
So,
I do not have a spy card.
okay, so you lose.
Yes.
So I think you give up a card.
Which one do I want to give up?
I want to
though?
read this to you guys so you can understand what we're. If your plot card is challenged and you do not have the card you claim, you must give the challenging player half of your intel, round it up, and lose your turn. The ability you claim does not go through. You do not need to discard if you claimed an ability with the hand icon, but if you claim the ability with the table, you lose the card you tabled. And you do draw another card. And what happens if you are challenged, and say if I challenged him and he did have a spy, you must show it and immediately discard it, and I would give him half of my intel. So.
I lost my turn. It is you.
Right, did you get a new card?
I never got rid of any. Do I need to get rid of one?
Hold on.
Because I don't draw a new one. If I don't have it, it just said it didn't go through, right?
You do not need to discard. Okay, got it. Sorry. Part of another game was kind of ringing through to me. And I am going to...
What are you doing?
I took 4.
You have to tell me why you're taking 4.
Because I have 2 French
you-
resistance. So
okay, I'm going to say no you don't. Even though I know you do, I'm going to say no you don't so we can simulate that. No you don't.
Okay.
So she shows me the card.
I show you both cards, right?
Oh, both cards, yes, because you claim both. And I said no you don't.
No, you don't. So you give me half of your intel.
Which is 3.
Round it up. Yeah.
I get 2 back. These will now be face down.
Mm-hmm.
So basically I gave her half my intel. Rounding up. I only had 5, so she got 3, I got 2. I was so close to buying some artwork.
Okay. And now it's my turn. So I'm going to
Pay 10?
pay 10.
And you can buy from the pile or the cash. Either way.
And then you look at it, and then you put it face down.
Of course, you can always look at it later, because it's the first to $1 million in revenue in the art pieces that will win the game. Me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I am stealing 3 intel from you for the double agent.
Okay. So am I.
No, you're not. You gotta hold your cards up to you, because now I saw his face.
Huh?
I said no, but I know you have him because I just saw him.
Oh.
So now you take half of my intel after stealing 3 of it. Can you throw your card in the discard, please? And draw a new card.
Oh.
So she did have the double agent. I saw his bald head after she tilted it towards my face.
Oops.
Yeah. Your turn.
Oh. I'm going to pay 10.
For another piece of art?
Another piece of art.
Is it forged? Okay, so is that all you're doing?
Yes.
Okay,
Now they're red. They're red if they're forged, right?
Yeah.
So,
Does that mean you got one?
no. It doesn't matter if I do because I have these 2 things too. I could pass off 2 forged documents. I mean, art pieces of artwork.
Okay, I'm tabling my double agent. I'm able to look at one of your art cards. If it's a degenerate, I get to take it and confiscate. So the degenerate card, it's blue, says degenerate right here, stamped. I get to take it. And she knows it's a value of $350,000. So she now knows what I have. I will keep that. And tabled cards after they go through, you'll put them in the discard. I forgot to do that, and then you'll draw a new card. You'll always have 2 cards in your hand. That's what I like about this. You don't get eliminated because people call you. This is.
I'm taking 2 intel for my French resistance.
Okay, so basically you guys got the gist of how the game works. We're going to go ahead and cut it off here. We may continue playing and see who wins. But that's how it works. And that is only a 2-player simulation, so do remember that it is 3 to 8 recommended.
And once again, the game ends as soon as someone hits $1 million in artwork.
So pay attention to how much you have in revenue and artwork, because if you hit $1 million and don't claim it and someone else does, we take it as the person that claims it first gets it, because we don't know how much you have because the cards are face down. So we're going to go ahead and jump to our conclusion of what we think about Operation Faust by Robert Burt Games. Alright guys, so we showed you guys the components and the purpose of the game, going around and collecting artwork and everything. I think the thing I like about it most is that the artwork and everything in the game is actually historically correct. So when you go to look up some of the stuff, you can get on Board Game Geek and then just look up Operation Faust. It's the images. If you click on the images, it'll actually give you some of the story logged about like the spy. I don't remember what her name is, but it tells you how her story was in World War II, what she did, why she became a spy, I think. I've read a little bit of it, but I didn't retain any of it. But as far as the game, I love the mechanics of the game. I love that it is historically correct, based on World War II, and you're trying to hold artwork and save it from Nazis. Not that they even show anything Nazi related in the game, but that is...
There's a swastika.
Oh, well, I missed it. I didn't see any swastikas. So was there
Swastika.
Swastika, whatever.
Swastika?
Swastika?
Yeah, it's on the art pictures. There's like a little stamp on them.
Oh, well, okay. I didn't see it, so I overlooked it. So...
what I thought about the game was, well, at first I didn't want to play it because I'm not a history buff, and I don't tend to like things that are black and white. I like color, I like pretty, and it was historically correct. So, I was turned off by the game initially.
Because of its looks.
Because I judged a book by its cover.
No, you judged a game by its box.
I did. I judged a game by its box. And
we don't do that here.
Well, I don't like military stuff for the beginning. It's not my thing.
So if you guys really want to get stuff that I like and that she doesn't like, you guys can send all the military stuff you want.
I don't like that theme. I don't like movies with that theme. It's just not my thing.
So you never watched Pearl Harbor?
No, I haven't.
Oh my gosh.
Or whatever that movie.
Saving Private Ryan.
That one.
Black Hawk Down.
I have seen that one.
Oh, we got one on the list. Okay, so anyway.
Someone else made me watch it though.
Anyway, she ended up liking the game, yes?
I did. I like it a lot. He told me not to reference
another game.
Another game.
Which me and Robert talked about it, and so he knows what I'm talking about the other game.
Which we'll be doing a review for too, because we bought it at Gen Con.
Yeah.
But, it's a lot like that game, but the aspects are completely different.
Yeah, so the thing that we've seen in other games that's, I guess, kind of popular right now.
It's a social deduction, but it's limited social deduction.
Yeah, you take on two rolls. You get 2 roll cards, and then there's a whole a reference sheet of what all of those rolls do.
Well, can't we say what the game it is?
And you can play.
To say what the difference is, the huge difference.
Okay, it's coup. Where you
C-O-U-P.
Yeah, where you take you have 2 rolls, but you're getting eliminated.
This one you don't get eliminated, and you win by collecting art. So you actually have a way to score, not points, but you have another way to win under the table, and you don't get eliminated. Whereas the other game, you get eliminated. Basically, if I can sum this all up for you, is there's Werewolf. And that's a huge social deduction game. And then what changed, in social deduction world, it all changed for us when Resistance came out, which is a indie boards and cards game.
I tried limiting it to 2 games, and we're now up to 4.
What?
Well, now we have Werewolf, Coup.
Yeah.
This one.
Well, no. Okay, so it's like it tiers down. Well, the good thing that came with Resistance from Werewolf is, well, it's completely different, but you have an identity. You don't get eliminated in Resistance. You play the game out. You have goals, all this kind of stuff.
I see where you're going with it.
And then there's Coup, which you get eliminated.
Yep.
It's very simplistic. Your roles change. Your roles can change, but you can get eliminated, and there's no.
Well, there's also no number on the cards to tell you how many there are. Like Love Letter. Let's throw another game out there.
Right, Love Letter.
Love Letter has the number of cards, which this one, Operation F.A.U.S.T does as well.
But you go through the whole deck in Love Letter, whereas you don't go through the whole deck in Coup.
Well, and also in this one, Operation F.A.U.S.T, you actually play your discard cards down, so nobody can even remember how many have been played. I mean, you can remember, but it's harder.
Yeah, you'd have to check them once you lose intel.
Yeah.
But then of Coup, where you get eliminated, this one you don't get eliminated, so that there's kind of a variety of games, but all with the same kind of concept of you have an identity, it's hidden, social deduction. But I really enjoyed the game. with my lack of theme interest. I would enjoy playing it again with multiple players. We've only played it 2-player. We're kind of at a disadvantage for multiple player games, but we have people. But post Gen Con, we're all kind of like,
if you guys are wondering,
we're not. They're all kind of gamed out and busy. So we want to play with more people, and we can give updates like in comments below, like when we do play with multiple players, because it's something I think that we would like to bring to our table at game night.
I think it would be a lot different if we played the max of 8 people.
Yeah, definitely.
Reason being is because there's 11 French Resistance, so if somebody says, oh, I have 2 of them, yeah, likely you don't have 2 of them because there's 8 of us playing. There's only 11 cards.
But likely there could be, because there's...
I know, but you also have to take into account of how many other cards are in that deck. So, yeah, okay, maybe they are holding 2, but if more than one person claims 2, it's likely to not be, because that's going to put us over the 11 amount anyway. But anyways, do you have anything that you want to really narrow?
I like it, like, in its own entity and not compared to the other games. I really like it. We had played the other games previously, so it's hard for us not to compare. But I know a lot of people have played those other games, so everyone who has played those games, if we didn't compare them...
Oh, and we kind of have to compare them also because the game is not printed yet. Like we showed you guys, that was a prototype of the game. So it's not in print yet. So just to give you guys kind of a taste of what it is, it's Coup, but I think that this one is going to blow Coup out of the water. Because I have a lot of people that have told me that Coup is a good game, but they don't like the fact that they get eliminated and then it's just down to 2 people, and when it gets down to certain people...
And certain cards.
Well, even when you get down to 3 people and certain cards, and then, you can already play out who's going to get eliminated when. So we don't kind of like that. So this is like taking something similar and making it better, so that everyone can keep playing.
I don't know if, for me, it doesn't make it better, it makes it different. And I enjoy them both separately. I do know that we have people in our group who think that Coup is crap because of the aspect of, you have this card, I have this card, you can't do this because I have this card. Basically, it comes down to, I'm going to eliminate you, and I'm forced to call it. So basically,
because there's sometimes you get in that bind where if you don't call it, you're going to lose, but if you do call it, you're going to lose.
Right. So, and then, like, if I have X amount of the, I forget what the coins are. No, like, in Coup. If I have X amount of that, basically, there's no way for me to get ahead. Like, to
because if you're...
To Coup someone.
If you're trapped and people are stealing from you and they...
Right. But I enjoy it. Other people that we've spoken to don't.
Yeah. Well,
but I think that this game they would enjoy.
I think that Operation F.A.U.S.T has opened my eyes to what they are saying about Coup. And that's why I say that it makes me feel like that this game is going to be better. And we want to see it get out there, and I want to see it everywhere I go.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd like to see it succeed. I think that it offers something that Coup doesn't have. And so I like it. I will play it. It's one that we'll bring to the table often, even though I don't like the theme. But
that may be a good thing, though. But, well, not a good thing, but that you've mentioned the theme, because if it could have a problem of attractiveness. So hopefully, there's enough of us saying that the game is good that they'll get it, whether it's themed World War II or not.
But hey,
maybe in the future you could retheme it or something.
And in the gaming world, there's a lot of people who enjoy that. So I don't think that they're at a disadvantage because of the theme. I think that personally, For me, it was a disadvantage because of the theme. But, however, I played the game anyway, and I like it now despite the theme. So it's a compliment to the game to say that I will play it.
Yeah.
And I'll play it often.
And I really appreciate how Robert actually did research on real people from World War II and had embedded it into the game. That was extra work that didn't need to be done, and it makes the game that much cooler just being like, oh, hey, there's this card. If the names could be printed on the card of who they are, which they may be, and I just missed it, that would be really cool, because then what we're telling everyone, they can go and look that person up and be like, oh, this is really cool, you know, learn a little bit of history and play in the game. It's kind of cool. I'm a big fan of the World War II stuff, you know, all the planes and everything that was going on, so I don't want to go into detail about World War II. We've all been to that history class.
Many years ago.
Yeah.
But anyways, I think that it really complements the game to say that I really enjoy the game despite the theme. Because if a game starts out with a dry theme for me, it's really hard to overcome that and find the good game underneath the theme. But this one for sure is a good game.
I got really excited when I saw the sheet card, and realized you could have 2 roll cards, but you could lie and play something and say that I'm playing something else, whether it was the truth or not. So then when I found that out, I actually ran into the room. I was like, you are going to want to play this. There's no elimination, and it's like some of the other games that we played that we mentioned earlier. So I think that that's what kind of brought her in. She's like, okay, I'll play it.
Well, I had to play it, obviously. We're doing a review. He didn't have anybody else to play with.
Yeah, so she really didn't have a choice whether she liked it or not. She was going to play it.
I was going to play. I play every game that we have. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I play every game that we have. But this one I didn't think I would want to play it past the review. But I do. So, that's...
Yeah, so to basically wrap up everything that we're saying, if you are to back it on Kickstarter, it's worth it.
Mm-hmm.
I will put a Kickstarter link if it's going to Kickstarter. I don't remember if it's going to Kickstarter, if it's already been there. I think it's going to Kickstarter, but I'll put that down in the section below. I will get that information from Mr. Robert Burke himself and let you guys know in the section below this video. But basically, to wrap it up, that yes, it's a game that's worth getting. There's going to be I think it's going to have a high popularity. I think that the theme's awesome. I personally like it, and I also like the the real people inside of it. So definitely a game worth getting.
It's one to have on the shelf for sure.
Yeah. So is that it? Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's
I've repeated myself 500 times.
Yeah, it's a really awesome game. It's by Robert Burke Games. It's called Operation F.A.U.S.T. So I am Tim.
I'm Anna.
This is Geekedupgaming Review Group, and this is Operation F.A.U.S.T.